Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about producing the perfect practice calendar. So make sure the audio is turned on, and if you're ready, let's do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, go. So we recently released to the public our 6-month plan to help folks get to the next grade level, or just generally speaking, revolutionize their playing. I feel like we should be doing this plan at least once a year, okay, where we focus for 6 solid months on getting better. Usually then there's a couple of months where we coast. We've built up those skills and we kind of coast a little bit, do some competing around the scene or some performing or playing in parades or whatever it is that you really love to do, but we're going to be doing it at a whole new level. One of the big things that comes out of this is how to create the perfect practice plan or the perfect practice calendar or schedule. And basically, the trick here is to think about what your goal is, and then we're going to work backwards. So you don't need me for this. However, with that said, we do have our free PDF document with the calendar in the post, and I'll show you here. Here's a couple examples of our different calendars here. So we have block 1, block 2, and we actually have 6 months worth of calendars here, which are free to download for free, and you can just fill it in. I highly recommend it. It's a great place to start. Of course, you can tweak it as you go. Anyway, you can see the link in this video or in the post if you'd like to download that. But anyway, you don't absolutely need this calendar, but what you do need to do is what we started to do once we realized we needed a better plan. So what you do is you take your goal and you start to work backwards. So what do you need in order to achieve your goal? For example, let's say we want to go from grade 4 to grade 3. Okay, we want to go a whole grade level up in 6 months. Well, what do you need to be a great grade 3 solo competitor? Okay, well, you need to have good solid blowing. You need to be able to tune your pipes. You need to be better with the embellishments so that they're crispy and crisp. You need to have better tempo control. You have to have all these things. Well, how the heck are we going to do all that? When it comes to the day-to-day practice, or when it comes to what you should be playing today, how do you know what to do? Well, it comes from building backwards from the goal. So we need all of those things. How do we break that down in a systematic way? So let's have a look here at our document, and you can see we build up in different blocks. Here's what we do month 1, blah, blah, blah. Here's what we do month 2, so on and so forth. But let's actually take it and go backwards so I can show you exactly how we built backwards to decide what we're going to do in day 1. So block 6 here of our system, okay, we're going to all the way here at the end of week 4, we have a recording day and a listening day, but frankly, that's actually going to be the day of our major performance. Is going to be day 5 here, recording day. By the way, I am going to record my performance, so it's just a way to keep things regimented. Day 5 of every week for me is a recording day. We're going to record myself, and I'm going to figure out whether or not I get better. But you can see the final week we're doing run-throughs, okay? Because we don't want to be learning new stuff that final week, so we plan that out ahead of time. All right, the week before that, we're going to wean ourselves off the metronome because obviously you can't compete with a metronome, okay? And then we'll be doing exercises like that for the month leading up, okay? Month 5, if we go back, is my late on purpose phase, which I can summarize for you really quickly by just saying this is where we're going to really focus on expression. So the first 4 months of the plan, we're going to be doing all the technique, all the memorization, all the development, and then now in block 5, we're going to work on really getting that expression down pat. You'll also see my tempos are a little bit lower here than they are in block 6, right? We're going to work the tempo up over time. Okay, and then block 4, painfully open embellishments. Summarize, that's just what I call it. The summary is this is where I'm really working on tidying up my embellishments, making sure my D throws are played correctly, there's no sloppiness, make sure my grace notes are clean and crisp inside of those embellishments, which can be a big problem. So I work myself and my students through this basic process every time I do it. Backing up a little bit further, right? Now, this is the third month of the plan, otherwise known as 4 months out. This is when we're working on really solidifying the memory. It's possible that you're going to memorize things sooner, which is okay, but this is where we're really going to solidify. We're going to use those recordings to make sure that we've memorized things properly. As a matter of fact, I am in the memorization phase in my plan right now, getting ready for some goals that I have coming up this summer. So that's just what I'm working on. And memory is at block 3, okay? Block 2, weakness building. So this month, now, it's not to say we're not going to work on our weaknesses throughout the plan, but this particular month, this is when we drill down big time into what our weaknesses are, okay, so that we can develop them. So if I have crossing noises or certain embellishment problems, or if we need to clean up the burls or the tackums, we're really going to do that a lot in this phase. We're going to make exercises out of our chosen tunes. We're going to work on it. We're going to make it better. And you can see kind of how I break things down, right? I have a practice chanter day each week. I've got a bagpipe day each week. I've got, weakness building on different tunes, different days of the week. I have blowing exercises. We're always working on our blowing and our tonal production. And I just lay that out during the week so you have it filled out. You'll see also in the left column, we have a day to put in the actual date. We have a day to put in the actual date at the top of each one so we can keep things. And if you wanted to do it up nicely, you could put it in a binder and make it into a little book that you could actually keep. Because, I don't do this because I'm just too disorganized. But to have a record of what you've been through would be really, really cool as a musician. Going all the way back to month 1 now. Well, we need to figure out what tunes we're going to play. And it's a little bit foolhardy to just pick 1 or 2 tunes and go with them. What we really want to do is weed out which ones make the most sense for us. And that's the key, and that is what we're going to do in block 1, okay? And that is how I put together my perfect 6-month practice calendar that tells me exactly what I should be working on every single day, because otherwise we end up just sort of floating, don't we? We just play through tunes. We're a little bit haphazard. We don't have a single focused goal. And a very, very wise person who is a huge role model of mine has an acronym for FOCUS, which is follow one course until success, which I really try to stick to, especially as such a scatterbrained person, which you might actually be able to tell a little bit too much in this video. Okay, but we're going to follow one course until success, meaning we're going to pick a couple of tunes, we're going to focus on them, and we're going to be focused in each of our individual practice sessions that help us build up the quality of that tune. So if you'd like to download this PDF, you can do so now just by clicking the link in this video, or if it's not here, you'll also find it in the text outside the video in the post. Definitely download it, check it out. At the very least, use it to model your own practice system. However, our 6-month plan to getting to the next grade level is one of our flagship products that we're really proud of. So it would be cool if you dove in and did this head first and tell us how it went. So you could do this, buckle down, get awesome, and we'll see you in 6 months at a higher level of play. And I hope you have a blast, and we'll see you on the next episode of Piper's Dojo TV.